So on today's episode, we are going to talk about
helping thy neighbor. So as you know, we had a vlog about that not long ago, and we titled it Helping Thy Neighbor, and we're big believers in that.
when we first moved out here, we were moving from the suburbs, I guess, and we lived in Louisville, and we lived in a normal suburb neighborhood where your neighbors are 10 feet away.
Yeah, you got 20 houses on one street in your little block.
And we didn't really know any of our neighbors.
Yeah, we knew them a little bit, but not that great. Enough to wave, and they never waved back.
You said you knew the neighbors across the street. I never met him, and I lived there for almost a year.
We'd only really talked to him like twice because we put stuff out on the curb, and they asked if they can take it.
And then one neighbor next to us, and then other than that, none of the other neighbors talked to us.
None. And then when we moved out here, or technically we didn't even move out here yet, we bought the property, and Jaylee and I didn't have anything. Well, we didn't have anything, and we brought a push mower, and Jared came out with us. And at this point, I don't know if Jared was going to live out here yet or not.
I don't think so.
But he had the push mower, or we had the push mower mowing, and we did like a 30 square foot area, and that was about it. And we had to call it quits because the grass was just super tall. And we came back the next time, and our yard was mowed. And we were just like, who mowed this? No one said anything. And it ended up being our neighbor down the street, Jerry. But let me tell you something, guy.
One of the very first times that we were ever out here, we had just bought our cedar fence posts, and so we had to bring them out here to drop them off, and we brought them out here. It was a little wet, and the truck was heavy.
And the rock driveway only went out so far, and we literally drove just far enough that there was not enough rock, and we got stuck.
Yeah, we got stuck, and we were there for a couple hours, and
digging, trying to get it out. We couldn't get it out. Right before it gets dark, we were just like, I think we're going to sleep here.
Yeah, we didn't know what we were going to do. And the neighbor right across the street,
I guess he saw us and he asked if we needed help.
Yeah, he got his truck and
he had 4-wheel drive and
tied us to his truck and pulled us out. And I mean, we didn't ask. And
we didn't know him. He didn't know us. Nothing. He just knew we were the new neighbors, and he helped us out. And we don't really talk to them a whole lot. They kind of keep to themselves, which is cool.
Which we don't mind at all.
Yeah.
We respect them and they respect us.
But we know if we ever need anything, we wave. He drives past and we wave, and we'll see him out checking the mail, we wave. So we know that we have each other's backs, but we leave each other alone at the same time.
Our other neighbors across the street next to them, because, there's only you have 5 people kind of around you that are in a kind of close proximity.
Because we live on 2 acres, but everyone else has like 6, minus Tom and Rhonda.
And so the other neighbors, they brought their rooster over, and they were like, we don't know how to, rehabilitate it. Maybe you guys can. And so we did, and then they offered to give us some of their eggs because Jason had mentioned that I was looking for like different colored eggs. Like I want green eggs, I want
Easter
dark
egg.
green eggs, I want blue eggs. And so they said that they have the dark green speckled eggs, they have light green eggs and blue eggs, and so they said that we can have some of their eggs, and we rehabilitated their rooster, and so he'll be going home pretty soon. So.
And then our neighbor down the street over here, she kind of rescues dogs, and she has a couple of dogs and some horses, and we had the mini horse for a little while, and it was cold, and she came over and she gave us a blanket to put on him, and we had the saddle still. We never put a saddle on him, but she gave us a saddle to borrow and get him used to a saddle. And
so we gotta go take that back to her.
Yeah, and so, but it's like, none of these people knew us or anything, but they helped us. But the neighbors of all neighbors, Tom and Rhonda, you guys know them. We did the Bam Bam skit with them. We've helped them put their chicken coop in. We've helped them do some stuff like that. They are the MVP of neighbors.
They aren't just our neighbors anymore.
They're family now, pretty much. Like best friend, family. We've gone over there and we've cooked out, and
we plan to do that again. And we love hanging out with them. We love their company.
And when we first moved out here, they were doing kind of I wouldn't call it shed to house. I would say more of cabin to house. Theirs is a little different than ours, but they bought a shell and then finished out the inside themselves. So they knew the struggle. They were still building some, and they still are here and there, but they knew the struggle. So when we told them that we were kind of doing the same, and that's why we bought the property, because we saw theirs and, you know, stuff like that. We got our building, and guys, it was summer, and it was hot. And Tom said, here is an extension cord. He ran it from his garage all the way to ours. He said, you run an AC unit, you run your tools, you run a fan, you run whatever you need to. He said, I don't care what the bill is. You run whatever you need to, be as comfortable as possible.
Yeah, he said, you run that AC. He's like, I know how hot it gets. You turn that thing on and leave it on. And, you know, of course we never did. We would turn it on when we felt like we were going to die. But
yeah, and then we turn it
tried
off.
to not turn it, like, keep it off as often as possible. And it was hard. It was just a struggle, but
it was one of those things that every day we'd get done building, and we'd wind up the cord and go put it back in his garage, and the next day we'd go get it back and bring it in, because we didn't want the dogs chewing it up or, you know, whatever may happen, rain or something. But who does that? I mean, literally, who does that and says,
they did not have to do that.
We barely even knew each other at that time, you know, and he was just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about the bill, nothing. Run your electricity, build your house, do what you need to do. That's a neighbor, guys, and not the fact that, like, yes, we're getting free electricity. It's...
There was just something kind that he didn't have to do that.
And he didn't do it because he wanted something out of it. He did it because he's a good person. And 2 years later, I was over there yesterday helping him build a new little pen for his ducks and chickens that are just growing like crazy. And
it's funny because, you know, Jason said that he said, you know, what can I do to help you? You guys are always over here helping me. I want to help you guys. But it's like, I'm sure he doesn't even think about the fact that
he literally saved our lives in the very beginning.
Yeah,
he helped this happen.
They helped us so much more than they even realize. So, moral of the story, moral of today's Coffee with the Crockers is to help out your neighbors, because sometimes they appreciate it more than, you know, you even realize.
Yeah, and when you live this lifestyle and you're out in the country, let's say something happens and an accident or something and you need help, or a fire or something, you're not getting the ambulance here within 30 minutes. You're not getting a fire truck here within 30 minutes. You need your neighbors. And let's say you get your car stuck. I attempted to pull Tom out of the mud, and then our neighbor across the street came and pulled me out and then pulled him out. And our neighbor down the street, let me tell you something, Jerry guy, we've borrowed his tractor. We've gone over there and helped him do stuff. And just help do it, because you're a decent human being, and they're your neighbors, and that's your community. Would you rather people like you or hate you? Or just think, oh, that's the people that don't even want to talk to us. That's the people that we asked for help and didn't help. Be good people, because I truly think there's a lot of good people in this whole world, and Facebook, social media, the news and all that makes you think different. But if you get out and you help your neighbors, you're going to find that there are a lot of good people. So hopefully, maybe if you have a crazy neighbor, or you're, you know, wanting to get away from everybody, just know, even if you don't have someone, if your nearest neighbor is a mile away, go check on them every now and again. Go see if they need help, because it's just the right thing to do. And if you live in the city and you don't really know your neighbors, just go knock on their door and just say, hey, you know, I haven't really talked to you, you know, just wanted to come say hi, see if you needed anything, you know, hope you're doing well. Because you never know, it might make their day, they might need help, and you never know if you might need help later. It's just a good thing to do, is helping your neighbor.
Building that strong community.
Pretty much, build your community. I think this is going to be our last Coffee with the Crockers this week, and then I think we're going to start doing them once a week.
Every Saturday morning we're going to do Coffee with the Crockers. If you'd like us to touch on certain topics, please send us messages on Facebook or the family group.
Or comment on these videos.
Or comment down below. And we are going to do them once a week, and they're going to be a little longer than 5 minutes, but that'll be our Saturday video.
I know some of you say that you really look forward to this every day, and I know you're probably not going to want us to do it once a week. Please let us know what you guys would like us to talk about next Saturday, and we'll see you in a little bit on our daily vlog.
Anytime is a great time for a coffee break.
So we'll see you guys later.